Well, hello there. Thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad you did. We are fixing to spend a day on flat rate. If you just found the channel and you're wondering, what am I about to watch? I'm literally going to take you to work with me, minus the exorbitant paycheck. We're going to do what we can to keep the world moving, learn things, have a little bit of fun. Could be doing front-end work on a Ford Explorer with gigantic monster truck tires. We could be doing a flat repair, an oil change, fixing a hood latch. You never know. Anything's possible. You have to stay tuned to find out. Just here getting the shop open up. Got a lot of pig mats just in case the vise gets messy or something, I guess. This is what we started on in yesterday's video. Got to do sway bar links, upper arms, lower ball joints, and send it down the road. But in the meantime, we got a lot of work to do as far as straightening up the tires and trying to make that look presentable. We got a customer appreciation day coming up the 23rd of July, so looking forward to that. We're going to be letting customers tour the shop apparently, and have a dunk tank and a barbecue and hamburgers and hot dogs. You ought to come check it out. If you're in the Central Florida area visiting the Rat, stop by. It's going to be a big party. O'Reilly's and Napa, they're going to have a cage match out in the parking lot apparently. That's what I'm told. I don't believe everything they say up front though. We'll see. Let's stop horsing around. Keep the flapping to a minimum. See what we can do to make it a productive day. We got to get the shop open up. Stay tuned. We got the stand. We got the fan. We got the ABS sensors unplugged. I had to climb up here to do it. Connects right here and runs all the way down to there. So now I can remove the knuckle without worrying about hurting that wire. I don't think the parts are here yet too. I want to check on that real quick. This pretty lightweight part for them big old tires, huh? Stamp sheet metal. But that's the factory one is. You also got to pay attention to these have an offset on the ball joint. It's not centered. So you got to make sure you put the right on the right. Lower ball joint, all from Napa, which I'm not sure who makes it for Napa, but it doesn't really matter anymore. They're all cutting back on their quality, raising the prices. Doesn't matter what brand it is anymore nowadays, unfortunately. Brands that used to be well known for being great have been bought out by big giant corporations and rebranded and blah 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 blah. Anyway, that's the corporate side of it. I might need to get a pickle fork. Get a snap ring tool. Get that snap ring off of there. I could probably air hammer the ball joint out of the arm and then hammer it out of the knuckle. It's already unbolted, but if I hammer this, it's gonna go badonk. And it's heavy. Now, I'm going to get my earmuffs. I'm going to air hammer that ball joint out. I'll give you a warning when it starts. I'll also edit it down to 50% volume or so, maybe less. Alright, let's hammer this one as possible. I just realized too, it's still going to drop when I do this. Goes to a slower setting somehow. There you go. Take my That's going to make things interesting. I might have to do this the conventional ball joint press way. I got a lot of cool ideas. Sometimes they don't work. Got pliers for straightening out the dust shield when we get it back together today. Assuming that it got tweaked in the control drop. Snap on. You know, nothing but the best. This is what we do. The BJ P1. Ooh, boy, that's nice. Way more money than it should be. I bought it on sale right before the prices went up in the COVID stuff. It was like $750, $735 on sale. I think this thing now is like $1,000, $1,100. But it's no different. It doesn't have all the adapters. It doesn't fit every vehicle. But if you're crafty enough, you can usually make it work. This cup on this side, since the stud is going to want to pass through a hole. If you press on the stud, you just be squeezing the ball nut together. Now you can hammer them out to real tight fit. So you better have a heck of a hammer and good aim. And watch your fingers. Now I gotta see if I have a socket out here that'll fit that. I'm gonna say it's at 7/8 or 22. Another road trip. It's 4th time back to the box ranges. Eyes and ears, people. You can put some really sketchy assistant lubricant on there. Doesn't usually help, but it makes you feel better. Kind of strange that it's going crooked. Part of me is concerned that my cup is not large enough underneath there. They usually don't go very crooked, but that one did. And now I know why. I forgot these have a big metal flange and we just bent it, so. Because it's bigger than the cup I chose. I couldn't see under there. Not bad. Good thing this is a strong tool because I just abused it. I have to talk about how I didn't want to mar this edge. It didn't hurt it. Sure hurt the ball joint. Alright. Now for the other side, I know I got to use the biggest cup I have. Now I want to push on this flange to push it in. And I want to get the ball joint facing. Probably the calipers on the back ought to get this facing this way. I clean this edge up a little bit. You could put a little bit of lubricant in there if you want. There's film here from this penetrating oil. That'll help. That'll be enough. Now the upper one I'm going to have to change too, because I want it to be bigger than this. Something like that. Come on now. These fancy clip tools make it easier so you don't have to fumble with everything and hold all the adapters. The OTC kits and ones like them work but you're fumbling with the parts and trying to line everything up while you put it together. Watch your fingers. Stamped sheet metal. It's like 60, 70 thousandths. I don't know what gauge that translates to. 12 gauge or so. 10 gauge. Eyes and ears. Sometimes I'll reset everything, make sure nothing's bound up. That'll work. Damaging the old one isn't as bad of a deal as damaging the new one. Snap ring will be while it's all apart. There's a curved side and a sharp side. I try to put the sharp side facing up, because I always feel like if it ever was going to come loose for some reason, I would think the curved side might allow it to spread open. I don't know. I guess something you think. I got these Lang snap ring sets from JDT Co. These are fairly inexpensive. They were 110 bucks for a whole set of, like, I don't know, 20 of them or 18 of them. But these are the stamped ones. If you do tons of snap rings, there's a cast or forged one. It's a little thicker. It's quite a bit beefier, but I mean, I'm messing with snap rings 6 or 8 times a year. It's not a big deal. Might as well do the upper arm. 2 bolts in here. Bought some lottery tickets, by the way. Got to have a retirement plan. I gotta say, I was a little disappointed when I saw it was only 4 hours labor for all the front end work. Turns out it's pretty easy though. I was wondering if I was going to have to go up in the engine compartment for these upper arms, but the bushing's all tore up. Not doing good. The big tires are not helping. But the wheel bearings are good. I was totally wrong about that. Where's some new parts at? Oh, hidden by my ball joint kit, which I can move to the other side and get out of my way. I said, I told you you'd have this done by noon. I'm like, okay. You'll either end up right or wrong, Liam. Nothing I can do about it. So try to get it done. One of those. But you know what though? You remember these front tires are like that? I'm going to max them out because they lifted it so much. I'll max it out and we'll see where it falls on the alignment rack. It's another thing that's not up to me. New stickers being made, by the way. They're on the way. Probably posted a little too early about it, but I was anxious. I used the factory one, but the locking material is blown out, so I got to use the new one. I don't have a lot of options. You going to the gym and getting exercise regularly? Yep. 5 days a week, baby. 5 days a week. How does your body know where you are? It doesn't. It sees physical work or lack of physical work. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. Loosen them up, get it connected, get on the alignment rack. I mean, I'll loosen them, get it connected, tighten it back up, put it on the alignment rack, I'll have to loosen them and re-tighten them at right height again. I could even let it down here with the tires on, but I don't remember how much clearance on because of that. Not feeling any pressure. It's good. People like the new guys to get comfortable. Lock nut. Trash. Hate those things. Something like that. But it's like a sheet metal, not more stamped sheet metal stuff, but Ford, you know. They got cool ideas about stuff. And then the bolt from the bottom is like a 9/16, so you're 5/8. Alright, the new one looks to be a 16. But the original one is a 14. Well, this might not even be original. The one currently on the truck, I should say. So like this. Give you the optimal location. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Erico? Watch this sway bar might go boing, because usually it doesn't hold that nut like that for you. Okay, it didn't go boing, but still feel better for being worried about it, just in case. This is all tore up. I figure out how to get that, or I'm going to have to cut this bushing to get it off. Alright, one more trip to the toolbox. You guys have been around a while, might know my original set used to come really tight to a really small point, and I chipped the tip, and they warrantied them out for me, and the new ones don't come to as fine of a point, so they don't break as easy. And they don't even question you like, are you abusing them? They just give you another set. Jeez Louise. These can be a little tricky. I might have to undo the other side. Bottom washer, bushing, another bushing and a washer. I'm gonna have to undo the other side. This won't even fit because of the way they came apart. Then you got to stack another washer and a bushing facing the sway bar, another bushing and a washer, and then you get your nut on it. Got the other side undone. Doesn't mean it's going to necessarily be real easy. A lot of times these Fords, like a lot of other vehicles actually too, not only Ford, but there'll be a thread short of starting the nut on this. You got to have all this stacked on here, right? Now look what happens with the, you can't get to the threads. And they always do it. I don't know why. I guess it's fun for them or something. You make the bolt too long, it might hit other suspension parts, I guess. It's a phenomenon we've been dealing with for decades. It's not going to change. Can you complain? But you might wonder how you're going to get the bolt on if you can't compress it enough to get the bolt to reach. You see where the bolt is? I'll show you again. Now that I'm prying it down a little bit, there's the bolt. We'll have some fun with this. There'll be some cursing and screaming. It might not make the final cut. We'll see. All we did is get it so it's only one thread away from each. I could even put the wheel on it, and maybe the suspension comes up a little. I don't think it comes up much on this. Some people might think it's brilliant, but I'm going to take a little bit of material off the spacer, so I'll get a thread or two. That's all I really need. We'll see if about that much makes a difference. I'll mark it with a Sharpie and keep track of how much I remove. Then I'll go over to the grinder and we'll come back. It's starting to get a little warm, but that's my Sharpie line. That's how much I'm going to take off. You got to do like one side at a time because it's a little hard on the stone. Grinding these down are a little hard. Cool. This one loosened up. Alright. Well, now I gotta go to something else to cut it with. That was fun. My snap-on hacksaw, only the best. Nothing holds a hacksaw blade better than a snap-on hacksaw holder handle. I'm going to get a Scotch lock pad. You know, those are for grinding a grate. Clean that up a little bit. I'll cut the other one to the same length before I assemble it. You would never even know anyone modified it. Measuring and making sure it's right. So you got to get dial calipers and scopes and hook everything up to make sure you're in a jig and everything's precise. Or you can do that. It's up to you. Never align with your face for obvious reasons. as we're displayed in today's video. Never seen that before in my life. All that did is just get me in the ballpark. Look at this. You saw how much I took off, right? Part of it's because of the angles. Part of it's because of silliness. Part of it's because I could have just cut more off. I wanted to leave it on there as much as I could. That's all. Now I get my jack out of here. I can go get a wrench for this if I want it. I don't want to make it work like this. I'm not caught that good. I could tighten it more, but the other bushings destroyed themselves and slid up on the tubes and stuff. Whether it was done incorrectly years ago, who knows? I don't think so. But I've got about 6 threads there. That's what I'll do on the other side. Found a lug nut in my toolbox, so at least we're sending down the road with 5. Get a flat tire on the road. Sometimes I'll see people with a flat on the road and I'll stop and help them, especially if it's an old lady or something. If I see one of these with a flat on the road, keep on driving. Just being honest. Drive something like this, you better have a spare tire and some tools. Found another one in my toolbox. That's a 19, but it's starting to expand a little bit. I'm really determined to send him out of here with all his nuts. Of course, we'll torque them when we're done with the other side. Same thing's happening over here. I think on this side I might leave the tie rod end connected though. It's going to be a little hard on the inner, but it'll help me hold it, kind of easing it down when I take the lower ball joint off, I think this time. That's the plan. This should work a little smoother now that we know and we're not relying on silliness like not being able to look underneath because the lift's in the way. That's kind of what happened on the other side. Now it should pry out a lot easier, or press out a lot easier. Got my sway bar link on already while everything's out of the way. Left the tie rod end on and it worked out perfectly. It's a little bit of a task to get it on the ball joint, but we'll see how it goes with the new one. You got to kind of feed the axle in and get it on the ball joint at the same time. But that's part of the fun. If you want to have a good time, you got to enjoy the ride. If you enjoy the ride, you'll have a good time. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I didn't think of the axle being in the way. That's not that much in the way. how it's supposed to go. That was much more lemon squeezy than the other side. Not too bad for an old guy. Let's get it on the alignment rack. Now let's see here. All right. Hopefully the alignment rack's clear. We'll see. Just have to check the chimney. The other problem is it's really wide. Might not see the targets. I'm gonna have to play with the head a little bit, see if it'll spot them. Hopefully it's not too wide to do a wheel on it. You can see how wide it is in the mirror. She's a big girl. Try lifting the truck a spot. Nope. Camera is not connected. It's very upset about something. Let's try this. Alright, let's go like this. I'm going to exit the aligner. I just turned it on, so this probably won't do anything, but I feel inclined to try it anyway. What's happening is the one set of lasers is not working for one reason or another. It's supposed to be blinking two of them like this, so something's going on with the machine. I guess we cannot do a wheel alignment, which is unfortunate. Well, the ball joints aren't ready to come apart, at least anyway. They're not loose, so we won on one way or another. Alright, now I've restarted the whole computer from down here instead of just leaving the app and going back in. We're on the borrowed computer from the Hunter company. The repair guy they sent out brought us a new tower because our motherboard went bad or something, he said. So this one's all weird. That's why the screen looks odd. But cameras are doing something now. So maybe we just had a glitch in the matrix, I don't know. I know I got a half an hour into trying to get the machine to work. I'm not going to give up though. I don't give up easy. I just make less hours dealing with nonsense. It only cost me a few dollars. It cost the business thousands of dollars, because if I lose $200 or $300, they usually use $2,000 or $3,000. So eventually we'll get that stuff taken care of, I guess. The machine is a piece of junk. This tower he gave us, I mean, it works, but you see it all looks kind of weird. And I tried to change the view, but it wouldn't let me, so I think it'll work now. Look at that. It's blinking its little heart out. So we'll try and do an alignment. I'm going to climb up, drive it forward, and that will help it know where the heads are at in relationship to zeroed. Recently had a broken window or something? Kind of odd. Oh, I can't even see it. Okay. Who needs to see? Should be fine. I'm gonna say that's good. I heard the plates unlock. I'll give it a second. Now I can. I think I'll have to put the brake pedal depressor on so that I can see the screen standing on something. Did I mention it just pays an hour? I don't know if I mentioned it. I believe on this all we're going to do is get the steering wheel straight, and it might already be kind of straight because the upper arm you saw when I put that in, I maxed it out already. I'm tired, man. It's not even 11 o'clock. The heck? Front end work is really exhausting. So according to this, the rear end is skewed. I didn't think this had. Maybe it does. Rear toe. Okay. So I can adjust the rear toe. We'll give it a little bump on each side on the toe in the back. I'll head to the front. I don't know if it has a rear camber. It does. Holy moly. Index mark the upper arm. On a first alignment, the upper arm inboard flag nut must be removed and replaced with a non-flag nut to allow for adjustment. Okay, we're not doing all that for the hour alignment. We'll have to see if they want to do it. I can set the toe and let him know we're going to need more time to do more modifications to the suspension if he wants. Oh, this is loose. That's the problem. Never mind. We got to redo the whole thing. Cool. That's my fault. Alright, I had to go with the medium arm and a long arm because the long arms didn't get short enough to pull it in tight enough. So I redid the whole rolling compensation thing, redid the caster sweep. That's actually made the alignment better. Just this right front wheel is towed in quite a bit. Who knows where it was before. The tires are really chopped up, but doesn't mean anything for this procedure because we put all new parts in. So I can't really gauge where it might have been before the alignment. With sloppy front end parts, you really can't do an alignment either way. So we'll set this right front toe. The camber is maxed out. You saw I pulled those arms out as far as they go. Caster's actually a lot better than I thought it might be, so that's cool. We'll set the toe, verify the wheel straight, and the suspension work will be done. And I think this vehicle, I think he's going to try to drive it back to Palm Beach, about a 3-hour drive. 4-hour drive with the transmission and transfer case issue. Guess who it's not up to? Alright, I got the jam nut loose. Should be good to go with a few twists of the wrists. Turn about a quarter turn each time. Just about there. Now you can see it's right on the edge. I just go like this. Boom. Another little bump. Sometimes the lock nut will be stuck to the tire and I don't want to turn your adjustments back. One of those unfortunate things we deal with. Trying to get our 1-hour alignment. I'm gonna talk about getting the second hour on this thing because it's ridiculous. Between the machine not working right, the heads being hard to mount on these monster truck tires, it's just ridiculous. If I did a Toyota Corolla and set the tail on one front wheel, it would have taken 10 minutes and paid an hour. This is going to take an hour and 20 minutes and pay an hour. It's just, it doesn't give me a good positive vibe. You want more positivity? I gotta make more money. I get real positive when I'm making a lot of money. You might have noticed watching the videos. It is what it is. I'm not going to deny it. I'm happier when I'm making a good living and taking care of my family, and I'm less happy when I feel like I have to battle to take care of my family, or if I'm not able to at all. Joe will tell you. He knows. Now I'll let it down and take the steering wheel lock off the steering wheel, verify it straight, and call this one done. I think I got another Ford next. Put my tools away because I'm pretty confident about the whole situation. Look at that cream puff. Electric blue Ford Mustang. 2021, I believe. The customer just wants some maintenance. Came in saying, can you do a tune-up and a brake flush and stuff like that? Yeah, we can, sure. What else you want? You already waxed it nice and clean in here. I really appreciate when someone loves their car. That really motivates me. We'll have fender covers all over this thing. We'll wash our hands before we work on it and everything. Just ahead, Jimmy, before you start on that Ford Mustang, do me a favor, take a look at this lady's 2023 Kia Carnival, which is their minivan. The customer says it stalled while she was waiting for her kids at school. Then it wouldn't start. She had it towed in. When it got here, of course, it started. 2023 with 45,000 miles on it. Check engine lights on. Seems to run pretty good. Of course, there's no gas in it and stuff like that. I gotta check the oil. It's 3,045,199. It was due at 42,500. Not quite 3,000 miles overdue. You know, people are busy. You don't have time. You don't have time to stop and get gas. I mean, how are you going to stop and get your oil changed? That's way more time consuming. 49 days overdue. Low fuel. Yeah, 4 miles to empty. I wonder why it stalled. Oh, there's an update. Okay, we might as well do that. Hey man, you know what? We'll go out and check the oil and see if it's got any in it. Car's been yelling at her about the maintenance every day. Get in and start it up. Hey, 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 don't forget about me. Hey, hey, excuse me, hey, hey, I need, hey, 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 help, help. I don't understand why it stalled. Oh man, I don't get. You know, I'm just guessing that she's got tons of money. It doesn't matter. Just buy another one when it blows up. What does it matter? What does it matter? That is a Ford that's about to shoot a piston or rod out the block. If you didn't hear it, I need a red. Oh, I got one. Look at this, right in my pocket where I usually should have one. We had it running, driving it up to the shop, checking on the no start condition, and hey, good news. Not even half a quart low. It's just a little tiny bit low. Good. That makes me feel a little better. I shouldn't have been busting chops so hard now that I know there's a little oil in it at least. Even if it is way overdue. I'm just hoping it wasn't set to 10,000 miles. That's the let's harp on it again. These manufacturers, I'm trying to think of a nice way to put it. They hate your guts. They think you're stupid. And they just want to take all your money and tell you to go 10,000 miles. And then you prove them right, and you go 3,000 miles overdue in your oil change that they set at 10,000 miles. Now you've gone 13,000 miles without an oil change. Just buy another car. It's no big deal. What does it matter, right? What are these now? About 45 grand, $48,000 or something for Kia, which we used to make fun of just 10, 15 years ago. Now everyone goes, whoa, those are awesome. You see that Telluride? That thing's cool. It's still a Kia. I don't care if it looks cool. And number one, no matter what car you get, other than Jimmy's silly opinions, and when Jimmy's irritated, his opinions are even more obnoxious. No matter what car you get, don't run your gas gauge to E where the light's yelling at you all the time and then skip oil changes. What are you doing? Do you not have a dad that told you anything? Try to keep you from costing yourself a fortune? Because when you bring this into them with the engine blown up and there's no oil in the dipstick, well, most people that would do that though, they put some oil in it before they brought it in. But then the dealer unscrews the filter and there's no oil in the filter and they know you added oil after it blew up. That's beside the point. Come on, man, get it together. That's what I'm saying. And the manufacturers too. I don't know, man. Just saying, stressful times. Let's get it together, people. I mean, the tow here probably costs more than an oil change in the gas, and not to mention the hours of inconvenience. Because that's what this is going to end up needing, an oil change and gas, I'm going to guess. And you tell me. Are we done flippity flapping? I'm going to probably edit all that out, put it over in the members only area or something, because venting is as stressful for me as it is for anyone watching my videos, I'm sure. I'm probably way more stressed than it seems. I'm pretty good about hiding it and internalizing it, and I only let a little bit of it out. So if it seems like I'm pretty stressed, just imagine how bad it really is. I just feel bad for people, but you can't force everyone to do things the way you think they should do them. All you do is keep making videos talking about it and hope the right people bump into it. But I find a lot of mechanics watch my videos and go, yeah, but not as many customers. Unfortunately, should be more customers watching them and learning how to save a fortune by just taking a little bit of care of their vehicles. That's all I want. And it doesn't benefit me telling you that. Can I make it any more clear? It is detrimental to me to try to get you to do what's right for your vehicle, because I like most cars more than most people, and I like some cars a lot more than most people, and I like some people more than most cars. It's really confusing. I'm just going to take this off because it's been yelling at her about the oil change. Doesn't matter anyway. Automatic, read the VIN. It's going to tell me something about my VCI is not hooked up. I would have thrown this thing across the parking lot. I'm glad it didn't do it. I've been calling Top Don saying, whoops, something happened to it. It doesn't work anymore. Is it under warranty? They'll be like, well, did you put gas in it and change the oil? No, I did not. Oh, 6 engine codes. I'll bet you a donut and a coffee. Cam timing related or oil pressure related. It's all codes. Lean codes because it's out of gas. I bet you. We'll see. Let's take a look at some codes and see if we can sort out the issues with this Kia Carnival. Random misfire detected. Cylinder 1, 3, and 5. You know why random misfires are detected on that bank? Refer to the service manual for codes 2177 and 2179. Passenger airbag, cylinder 1 misfire, cylinder 3, random cylinder misfires, system lean bank 1, system lean bank 2, cylinder 1, cylinder 5, random cylinder 3, cylinder 1, cylinder 5, random cylinder 3. There you go. I already sent the report. So now what I'll do is go back out, clear the DTCs. It's only 2 modules. And yes, am going to charge the $161 diagnostic fee to tell her to change her oil and put gas in the car. Speaking of which, I got to get my son to pay me for the oil change I did on his Hummer. Okay, I'm done with this one. We'll go back to my maintenance tune-up. I'm going to confirm I want to exit. I'm going to go back home. I feel better. Well, we got the old mud stain all prepped up, ready for action. Got a really, it's a brand name K&N filter they put in there too. That's nice. It needs to be serviced though. I think it's a viewer. They said they saw my channel and they wanted it, trying to figure out where it says it here. They watch my videos and they request that I do the work. That's cool. I don't know who it is though, but oh man, I got everything on here. All the fluids, spark plugs. I got to do the inspection too. Let's do it. I'm going to see if we have a K&N filter cleaning thing out there. I'm going to, just between us, I'm going to go ahead and service that filter and put it back in there real quick. You just use the K&N fluid to clean it off real good. You let it dry out, spray it with fresh oil, put it back in. Do not, however, recommend these for the street actually. So whoever owns the Mustang, if you're watching the video, not really a good idea. They flow a little more air because they filter the air less. Something to think about. When it's dirty, it actually works better. But if you clean it and oil it, the oil is what attracts the dirt. While the air is passing through a filter that flows really well, the oil is your only hope of attracting the dust and dirt being ingested by the engine. Made for racing, but people love them. I used to use them too. Just a heads up. Spray the stuff on there. Get it good and soaked in. You let it sit 5 or 10 minutes. Don't let it dry though. And then you rinse it off in the sink in cool water. Don't use like high pressure water or anything crazy. And you rinse it until it looks pretty good on both sides. Let it dry. Then you spray the K&N oil on it. When you rinse it from this side, which is known as the clean side, because the air goes through it and comes out here to the engine. It's pulled in from here, that's why it's dirty on the other side. But you want to put the cleaner on both sides, rinse it off till the cleaner's not sudsing or anything anymore. Sometimes you have to do more than once. This filter isn't that bad though. I really could have left it. I just felt like he's spending a lot of money on maintenance. Might as well help him out. She's a thirsty girl. Oh. I don't know if we're even doing an oil change, but I figured why not. Tell the hand soap dispenser's a little close to it, but don't worry, it's capped up tight.
Having fun, guys?
Loads.
Oh yeah.
Loads of fun.
I'd be out of here by 2:30 or what? You done with oil change? Oh, oil change. Yeah, probably. Are you already in the queue? Yeah, I'm already in the queue. Probably. Okay. That's one thing. I got to be across town at 3:30. Oh yeah, no, you're the next car in. I got to sit right, or we're right there. Okay, coming in next.
I always take the fill plug out first, just in case, you know.
All the jerry cans in the back again.
We're doing diff, transmission. I still got to pull brake fluid out from the bottom. I got to get the coolant out. I drained the overflow expansion tank deal, but I did not drained the whole radiator yet and flushed that. I'm going to run some cleaner, fill it with water. Oh, don't get it in the face. Try not to. It's almost lunchtime, so I want to try not to be covered in differential fluid. Smells like regular gear oil to me. 75-90 synthetic, probably, with a little posi additive, I'd assume, is a high-performance Mustang. We got some of the finest AMSOIL gear lubricant. It's going to go in this rear diff. Man, it's going to be a nice car when we're done. Did I tell you that yet? We're doing the rear brakes too. I did the inspection, and the rear brake pads are like 2 millimeters. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that too. Turn it into like a maintenance restoration bonanza. Take a minute. Holds about 1.5 quarts. We got a 5-gallon can of gas for the Kia Carnival. I'm going to change the oil real quick. Not going to be exciting though. Be right back. We'll go back on the Mustang here in a second. Well, technically I have to finish the brake flush either. I said this car's supposed to be done today too. I'm like, well, then he's asked me if I could put the airbag module in the Mercedes I looked at the other day. Had an internal module failure code. You gotta take the console apart and everything. It takes 2 hours. It's like, can you get that done today too? I'm like, oh, the Mustang's gotta be done today? It's got like 7 hours, 8 hours worth of work, and I got 2.5 hours left in the day. I'm gonna put on my magician's cape and get my hat with a rabbit and stuff, and those animal and stuff. Okay. I'm out of brake clean, so someone used it up. It'll take another 5 minutes. We'll be back. It seemed like a second, didn't it? Trust me, there's oil drums in the way now and everything. You can't even get to it, so we don't want to film how I did that. I got what I need for product. Now, where was I? This oil filter was hard to find on this rack because it's over the frame rail and the lift's kind of in the way, but we got it. Whoops. Now this has a little nipple on it, so you don't put it in the cap and then screw it on. You put it in the engine and screw the cap onto it. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's got new O-ring for the cap too. That's cool. I didn't. Oh, there's 2. I thought I saw 2 O-rings. Yeah, look at that. Huh. I'm gonna let that finish draining. And the drain plug's right here, 17 millimeter. So I'm just gonna knock this out and then we'll get back on the Mustang. This isn't gonna be exciting. They put 5 gallons of gas in it. I cleared the codes. I'm gonna finish the oil change, take it for a run to the gas station, see if anything else weird happens with it, give it back to the customer if it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't get towed back in another day or 2. Well, tomorrow or Monday, we'll see. I don't think so. I think it 4 miles to empty and all you gotta do is be on a little bit of an incline, you run out of gas. That's probably what happened. Man, I just let the mic run in my pocket without the camera on, finishing the oil change. Came back thinking it'd be dead. Oh, watch the lift too, it'll hit your head. You'll damage your head a little bit. I gotta douse it with brake clean anywho. I haven't even done the fluid yet, but I'm getting ready to. I just want to look around and I don't want to get in trouble. Someone's saying, it's leaking now since you worked on it. Whatever it is very slight though. It's nothing to be too worried about. Just one of those things to keep an eye on next time. But, ow. Get my head right there. I got it a little low, you know, T-Rex height. Look at that now, it's like brand new. You would never know anything happened. This is the drain. Watch your head. This is the fill. I'm going to verify that it takes this fluid they got me. AMSOIL dual clutch. Not feeling it. Because this isn't a dual clutch. Well, it's a manual transmission. It doesn't have A dual clutch usually refers to the manual that's shifted like an automatic by the car's computers. Back in a second once I verify that fluid. I had to use my stubby little adapter because this one doesn't give you as much room on the floor there. Woo! Tell you what, that front end work this morning, boy. Did I mention it? 3 o'clock. I gotta finish the brake flush, do the coolant flush, do an induction service, and do rear brakes. 2 hours. But I'm not in California. I heard that causes cancer there. I thought Tony's garage last night. I was watching a video. He was making fun of the fact that he smoked in the shop while he was working on a nitro engine, which nitro is not flammable if it's not under pressure. He was right about that. But he made fun of smoking like it was no big deal, and everyone just tells him it's not safe because they want to bust his chops. As someone who lost about 9 family members that I know of to lung cancer from smoking. 9 of them. A few more to heart disease from smoking. It hardens your arteries and your blood vessels around your heart. Causes hardening of the arteries, and also causes nicotine buildup and tar buildup in your arteries. I got a few more that died from that. So that's like what, 10, 11, 12 of my relatives and friends that have died from it while watching someone make fun of it. I had to turn the video off. I was gonna start typing and I'm like, he doesn't care, he doesn't want to hear it. I wouldn't want to either, but I also would make a video talking about how funny it is that I smoke a lot. Like most smokers, he's convinced himself nothing's going to happen. And then once it happens, he'll say, well, too late now. That's what people do. They do what they want, and they're the only one that has to deal with the consequences. Well, their loved ones have to, too. I guess you're going to go anyway. You might as well enjoy yourself and do what you want, right? Gear oil and fluids running all down my armpit all day. What the heck is going on? So all of a sudden it's a bonanza of differential services. I need a nap. Is it nap time yet? It goes a lot faster for you guys than it does for me. I can do rear brakes. No reason to struggle with this through the wheel. Pull the wheels off and start on the brakes and do the rear part of the brake flush. The tow truck driver came to get that Hyundai with the bad water pump and the cracked radiator and potentially a bad engine. He's like, the doors don't open. I said, I know. Max life out of these brakes though, I'll tell you what. See that outer pad? That's what we call in the business close. This is manual brakes too. Holy moly, that's old school. 2021 with emergency brake cables. Wow. 10mm. Okay.
All right now. Settle down. It's getting late in the day. Let's do this.
Making an easy job harder by using a 2-foot long ratchet with a little tiny bolt with a wire pushing on it. We got it. If I'd have taken that off, well, you know what? I'm going to keep them all together. If I'd have taken those off first, it wouldn't have been such a battle. And that wouldn't have been any fun whatsoever.
Save these in case the pads don't come with new ones. And a lot of times people just throw them in the trash. I'll put this together again, like I said. A lot of times people throw them in the trash and don't use them anyway, which I do not recommend. Save time where you can, and not by leaving out brake parts.
Surprised you even have to say it. Gotta get my piston tool. Gotta roll that piston in. You can't just push it. It's on a thread. Trying to see if there was something at the piston. Yeah, the piston does catch on this little dot, so we got to have it centered degrees. There we go. You guys probably know if you've been around a while. Always push this boot back. Don't leave it sticking out because it could cause a problem with the brakes. Getting under the pad and stuff like that. Just play with it 30-45 minutes at the end of the day. Might as well enjoy yourself a little bit. I'm sitting there going, where is this heat coming from? I realize this car must be running. Feel the exhaust blowing up my legs. I just turned my fan on, that's all. That's fine. Snap on! That's where everybody went. 2 18mm bolts. The brake flush part I'm going to do at the end. Poor guys out there in the rain. He's like, I'll get it. He's earning his $26 an hour or whatever he gets. I hope he gets more than that, but who knows. Watch your feet. Gravity check. This didn't hit me in the head. That's the good news. We got new hardware. Ow! Smacked me right in the thumb. Hey, turkeys. Not really their fault. They didn't take it off. They put it on. It's kind of my fault, I guess. Look at this hardware. Are you kidding me? You see how beautiful that is? Got a bronze tint to it. Nice. I'm gonna do the slides too, but I got a little anxious and pulled the bracket off. I can slide them out off the car too, but force of habit, I guess. And I'm rushing a little bit, trying to get the car back to him today. They said the viewer has to have the car back today. I said the viewer will get the car back today then. don't want anyone disappointed. Sure wish they'd let me work on it sooner, but that's alright. They know I have a habit of making it work, so they take advantage of that. Can't really blame them, can you? Smart business if you think about it. Well, he's going to get it done anyway. He'll just be a little stressed out. He'll be fine. A little blood pressure, no big deal. That's the torque spec. When the tool goes, you know you're good. I even got new springer majigs. Look at this. That's cool. Now I'm going to put some lubrication on here just because it's easier. Don't get worried. Don't go worry. I'm going to clean it up. The one with the squealer doodle goes on the inside. How can you be so sure, Jimmy? Well, the original one was, so saw that when I took it apart. Cool. Paying attention, right? Just am I imagining it? There's no holes in the pads. Well, let me let them know. I'm not imagining it, right? Gravity check. I put the pads on the other. Oh, that guy is soaked, the poor guy. None of them has holes for those. Oh, nope, that's just paint. I thought maybe they're on the bottom side. Nope, there's no holes in any of the pads for the hardware they included with the pads. Napa, where quality is job one. Or is that Ford? I forget. I'm trying to poke and see if maybe they're just painted over, but I don't see it. Alright, wasting enough time, I gotta go tell them. Made a little bit of a mess. We helped him push the Hyundai up onto the flatbed. Now he's pulling it on the rest of the way. That was fun out in the rain and stuff. Ryan's working on pads that have the holes drilled properly. I'm done bleeding this wheel. What's happened in the past few seconds? It's really been about 15 minutes, but I'll go to the other wheel, at least take those brakes apart. Try to get ahead of everything so when the pads get here, that's it. Go see if I can get the broomstick out of my spokes. Are you sure it's supposed to have holes for those springs? Well, I had them from the factory. It came with the springs for them in the pad set. It just doesn't have the holes. I'm not seeing it in the picture. I don't know what you want me to do. I mean, they came in the box with the pads, but the pads don't have a place to put them. So there's something wrong. We're doing what we can do, man. This time I'm going to go ahead and bleed the brakes ahead of time because I didn't have the parts yet. I mean, the first side, when you're doing a brake job like this, the first side takes twice as long because you're trying to figure out what socket sizes, all that stuff. And once you've done one side, the other side, boom. If you have all the right parts and stuff. Critical factor in how fast you get things done. Not sure how that got reversed, but now that one's really close. feel kind of bad for the Snap-on guy. They've had him here 45 minutes. Ooh. Got a new hammer to earn that shirt. Gonna do some fuel induction stuff. I already did the coolant while you guys were sleeping. Your battery's only at 20% now. I had to charge you up a bit. This thing takes yellow Ford coolant. Got a little scratch here. That might buff out though. Not bad. I love that blue. I'm not when I raced RC cars. Two little kids on mini bikes on the highway. When I raced RC cars, everything's blue in the RC industry. So I got tired of blue, but I actually do like it. This is a blue I like. If you're gonna have a blue car. Still waiting on the oil for the filter. Still waiting on the right brake pads. 20 minutes to 5 according to Making It Work clock. I got the cover back on here. I want to do the induction service, but it's a manual transmission. I can't set the parking brake with no brakes on the back, and I don't want the new rotors flopping around. I guess I could put a couple lug nuts on there, but I just wait. I'm going to work a little late tonight, I guess. I'm going to put you back on charge so you're invigorated and ready to go. Well, I haven't heard anything about the brake pads. I'm wandering around in circles trying to figure out what else to do while I'm waiting. Everything else buttoned up. I didn't film it all because the battery is dead in the camera. I recorded a lot today. So we're going to finish up in the morning unless I hear otherwise when I try to put my shirt on and leave. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching today, guys. Appreciate your company. Hope you got something from it. Maybe you'll torque that like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. Hope I see another video more than anything. You're awesome.